going to have a breakthrough today. Usually there's two questions that people always ask. Number one, does it hurt? Duh, of course it hurts. I just hit 18 inches worth of concrete with my arm. Yes, it hurts. The second question is, oh, you must be one of them karate guys, breaking and kicking. I said, nah. In fact, I'm basically, an old basketball player. And a couple of years ago, we were visiting some friends down the New Jersey shore, and they introduced me to a guy from California. So we were hanging out and talking and everything, and the guy says to me, he says, listen, man, he says, we're doing a show tonight for some kids, and we need somebody to help us break some bricks. So I said, yeah. He said, well, you look like you're a pretty strong guy. I lifted some weights, but I'm an old basketball player, and I said, the key word there is old. I said, I never did anything like that in my life before. He says, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. I said, no, you got the wrong guy. So my wife, Lynn, she's a very supportive woman, and she said, go ahead, honey, go help the guy. So the next thing I know, I'm driving down the Garden State Parkway with this guy from San Diego, California, sitting next to me, and he's teaching me how to break bricks while I'm driving. And I'm going, you're crazy. And he's yelling back, watch the road. And we're going back and forth. And I'm like, I never did this stuff before. Just don't worry about it. So we get down just by Atlantic City. We pull into the parking lot of this place. And we walk inside. And there's these two big stacks of bricks up on the stage. This one on this side was mine. And he says, all right, we're going to go in the back and warm up. So we go in the back, we did a couple things in the back and warm up, and we come out. And it was like being at a rock concert, a sporting event. I mean, everybody, the lights are flashing, music's cranking, everybody's all pumped up in the audience, right? And I get in front of my stack of bricks, and I was excited. And all of a sudden, they started counting down. They went, 10! And as soon as they said 10, all that excitement came right out of me. And I was filled with something called fear, okay? But it's not the type of fear, where somebody goes, boo, and you go, boo, okay? I'm not talking about that type of fear, okay? I'm talking about the deep down in your stomach, knees knocking, hands sweating when it's cold, fear. And I was afraid of three things. Number one, I was afraid I was going to break my arm. Number two, I was afraid it's going to be very, very painful, and I don't like pain. And number three, I was afraid that the bricks were not going to break and everybody's going to be laughing at me as they carried me out to the local hospital. Okay? Now, it sounds funny now, but it was absolutely not funny then. And I remember a talk I heard, when you have a moment of truth, they call it in your life, like these special moments where everything is intense. And this is one of those moments. And I remember it just popped into my head, a talk I heard by a guy a few years before. And he said, faith and fear cannot live in the same body at the same time. And I'm like, what is he talking about? And I remember walking around for a week just saying to myself, faith and fear cannot live in the same body at the same time. What does he mean? What he means is that there's certain things in life, it's all or nothing. Something's going to control your life. It's like somebody being your best friend, right? And your best friend comes over one day and says, hey, listen, man, best friends, man, buds, forever, we're in. I'm going to be your best friend for the rest of your life, 99%. And you're like, 99% best friend? What's that about? I mean, either you're my best friend or you're not. It's all or nothing, right? Well, the same thing with faith and fear. Something's going to control your life. You got to choose. So anyway, that night, I jumped up. I went for total faith. It was just everything I had. I hit that stack of bricks. They went flying. Nobody in the place knew it was my first time except the guy that brought me. And I mean, it was incredible. I was so excited, right? But here's the good news for you today. You do not have to go home today and set up a stack of bricks in your living room and break it to overcome your fears, right? The good news is the breakthrough came between my ears. The breakthrough came way before I ever lifted my arm up, right? When I chose to go for total faith over fear.